Welcome back. You know, I said last episode might be my favorite one because we were eating pasta, but I think this actually might be my favorite one because today we're cooking with wine and we're gonna have a little wine with that. We're gonna make two recipes today, both with wine. One is artichokes from Rome and the other one is chicken from Rome. And I can't wait for us to get started. Okay, to turn an artichoke, we are going to remove the stem, in particular because this is a large artichoke. So we're gonna take the stem off, then we're gonna peel off those outer leaves that are rough and tough and hard to chew through. As we remove those leaves, we'll get to a yellow center. That yellow center is what we wanna get to, that's the heart. So once we get that, let's cut off the green tips, and then we want to also get the green and the woody parts off of what's left around the base of the artichoke and on the stem. And then we want to take a spoon and we want to scoop out that choke. It's actually like, if you look at it, it's kind of hairy and furry, and it would definitely actually make you choke. So we want to remove that, and once that's done, we'll put it in water and lemon so that it doesn't turn brown. Ready to cook with some wine and maybe drink some too. I don't know, this might be one of my favorite episodes. So we are gonna do carciofo alla romana, which is artichokes from Rome. And I've got artichokes already turned here, and they're soaking in cold water with some lemon juice so they don't turn brown. Artichokes turn brown really fast, and some people say they turn your fingers brown. I've never had that occur, but you may want to wear gloves when you do it. Or, you know, if you don't want to use chemical tanners, you could always rub an artichoke on you to get that sunless look. But let's continue with the recipe. We've got these already ready to go. I'm going to make a filling. So we are going to take some breadcrumbs, a little bit of salt and pepper, I've got some mint, which is definitely needed in this recipe. It is part of the classic. I'm adding in some parsley. And then I'm also going to add in some oregano. Okay, we've got our little mixture here. We're gonna take the artichoke, now that we've got that center cleaned out, and we're gonna fill it with the breadcrumbs. I'll fill that one. Our last one. These are large artichokes. In Italy, they have smaller globe artichokes, but you know, guys, I'm from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, so these are a little bit larger. If you can find Romanesco artichokes or globe artichokes, those would be easier to use for this recipe. So we've got those filled. Now you want to find a saucepan that is small enough that these are kind of closed tight together. You don't want them kind of floating around, swimming in the pan. We are going to put a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan, coat that good, okay? And then we're gonna turn the artichokes upside down, kind of nestle them in on each other. I think that one that's fallen over may have had some wine already. It's acting a little drunk. Okay, so get them kind of tight, sitting in the pan. Okay, we're gonna take this over to the stove. We're gonna put some white wine in it, some water. We're gonna cover it to steam, and it's gonna steam for about 30 to 40 minutes until these are fork tender. So let's add some wine. This is a dry white wine that we're adding. And you don't need to cover the artichokes fully. About 2 inches up on the side. So you want them to still stand upright. You don't want them to kind of float. We'll turn our Heat on medium-low, and we will cover them, and we're just gonna let that sit for about 30 to 40 minutes, and I think I'm gonna have a glass of wine while that's cooking. Moving on to our second recipe while those artichokes steam, we are going to do pollo alla romano. We are gonna do chicken with peppers. And I'm gonna show you how to cut a chicken. So, I've already rinsed this, patted it dry. And the first thing that we wanna do is actually just cut right down that breastbone. And then you can kind of feel that breastbone, and you want to kind of just follow it at a diagonal to get that chicken breast off. We're gonna leave the skin on these pieces because we're doing a browning and we want those to be kind of crispy. And cut through the skin. Okay, so I'm gonna pop the hip. Ready? That bone pops out, and then you know right where to cut it. Of course I say that. There we go. So for this recipe, we're gonna do the 2 breasts and the 2 chicken quarters. If you wanted to break this into legs and thighs, you can cut this one more time, and I'm gonna show you a little trick. There's a line right here. That's actually the joint line, so that's where you would cut the thigh off the leg if you wanted to do that. So we've got our chicken quarters. Let's pop that in. And once I'm done cutting these pieces off, I don't want to throw the bones or what's left on the bones away, because this is great to throw in the freezer, and when you want to make a chicken stock to use to cook, this is wonderful to do that. Have a natural chicken stock that's not processed or boxed from the store. Come on, mama. And I do like to sing and talk to my poultry. I don't know, I feel like it comes out better when you show it a little love as I hack away at it. And then I'm gonna come in on the side right here to get that breast off. Got a little bit of bone there, I'm gonna cut that off. You don't want to get that in your bite when you eat it. And there we go. There's our 4 pieces we're going to use to start our dish. Let's take it over to the stove. So I've got the cast iron pan getting hot. I'm gonna take a sip of wine, since we're having wine with both these recipes. And while that's getting hot, I'm going to season the chicken, salt and pepper. So it's important not to drink too much wine while you're cooking, because you don't want to mess up your recipe. We've got the pan hot. I put a little bit of oil in here. I'm gonna take 2 garlic cloves. I don't like to put the minced garlic in because, you know, that turns bitter, but these are just gonna flavor the oil. We'll just let that sit in there for a minute. I've salted and peppered the chicken, and now that the oil is hot, skin side down so those will get brown. Yeah, that's that sizzle. We're gonna get those browned. Let me get a clean plate, because we'll take the chicken out, deglaze the pan, and then we will put our vegetables in. But I don't want to put cooked chicken on a raw chicken plate, so we're gonna swap that out. And you know, while this is browning, I might have a little glass of wine, just a sip, you know, here and there. There are some great wines that go with these. Actually, a Montepulciano would go wonderful with this dish. And the reason I'm doing it in a cast iron pan, I've said it before, you get a nice brown color from a cast iron pan, and this will transition into the oven without having to swap out pans. So simple, simple, simple. I'm gonna take those garlic cloves out. This is where I need the artichokes to help brown it, right? And actually, let's check our artichokes, because we've still got those cooking on the stove. They're starting to get soft and tender. The liquid has not come out of it yet, so we're gonna keep letting that cook. Let me grab a clean plate. Starting to get nice and brown. On the chicken quarters, I'm gonna flip those and brown that side as well a little bit because there's skin on the back side. Okay, we're starting to get a nice brown color on our chicken. So I'm going to set those off to the side in a plate, clean plate. And then we're gonna deglaze the pan because we've got some nice brown bits in here. Pull it off the flame. Take your wine, pour it in the pan. Don't drink the wine out of the bottle, pour it in the pan. Turn your flame down, put it back over. Let that alcohol kind of cook off a little bit. And then we will put in peppers. Got multicolored bell peppers here. You want to use a bell pepper, something that's more mild, more sweet for this dish. Some diced tomatoes that have been seeded. Some garlic. And some oregano. We're gonna let that cook for just a minute in that glaze. Then let's put our chicken back in. And I like to use, put that juice from the chicken back in so you have a little bit more of that flavor going in the dish. Now, so let's just add a little bit more so those vegetables are seasoned as well. We're gonna cover this. We're gonna put it in the oven. This one goes for about 30 or 40 minutes to make sure that chicken's cooked through. In the meantime, these should be almost done and we'll get ready to plate our alla Romano dishes. Our chicken is in the oven, but our artichokes are done. So you'll notice that they're nice and tender. They came out beautifully. Oh, put that in a plate. Let's take some of that reduced sauce, pour that over. For this dish, I suggest a white wine. I have a Pinot Grigio to go with the artichokes. And you've got that lovely herb mixture in the center. Oh, look at that. So let's just take a bite of that. A sip of the wine. So, so good. If you're an artichoke lover, this is the perfect dish. So this has been in the oven for about 30 or 40 minutes. The chicken is cooked through. I'm actually gonna take out the peppers. And look at, we've got a beautiful garlic sauce here with the oregano. Let's put that in the bottom of the plate so we have some nice color. Oh yeah, I love bell peppers. I could eat peppers every day. I could drink wine every day too. All right, we've got a beautiful golden piece of chicken. Plate that right on top. Put a little bit of that juice over the top. Oh yeah. This dish, because of the peppers, I think would go nice with a red, a Sangiovese, a Chianti, or a Montepulciano. Enjoy our pollo alla Romano. Thank you so much for cooking with me today. I had a blast. Didn't drink too much. Not sure what I'll do after the show. Just kidding. I do love my wine. I love to cook with wine. It imparts flavor and it just makes your soul feel good. So if you would like these recipes that I made today, please go to jenniferbasil.com and you'll find my other recipes there too.